Now I'm going to give you some examples of people that have come to see me. I have people that are very dramatic reactions. I have people that have very subtle reactions. Very subtle could be, I had a young lady come in and she said, well, she's in her 40s, and she said, I don't think this is working. It's been like 4 visits, 5 visits. I'm not noticing a difference. I'm like, all right, well, let's look at your file. And it came up that she came in because she had migraines. She was taking Advil several times a day for chronic back pain. She had an injury from a long time ago. She had insomnia. There was this list of things. So I just went through it and I said, okay, when was the last time you took Advil? And then she thought about it. She said, well, about 4 days ago. Okay. How are you sleeping? She said, oh God, I sleep great. Okay. So we went through this whole list and she was like, oh my gosh. But it was so subtle that she didn't have some big dramatic change. Now I have had the very dramatic changes. I had a young lady come to me. She was maybe 21 years old. She walks in my door and she says, I don't believe in any of this. My mom is making me be here. She's paying for it. But I can't take a deep breath. I'm an athlete and I can't take a deep breath. It's been 4 months. I've had MRIs. I've had CAT scans. I've gone through the gamut of blood work. They're telling me it's in my head. Okay, we'll sit down. She's like, I'm just letting you know up front that this is a bunch of malarkey. Okay. She actually used a harsher word than that, but anyway. So she put her hand on the pad, and of course the first thing that came up, because it's an acute issue, was lung. But instead of a physical ailment, the word grief came up. So I looked at her and I said, all right, did you lose a pet? Have you lost your job? Did you lose a loved one? Talk to me. Nothing leaves this room. Just talk to me. She said, okay. I lost my brother in a freak. Now, she thought about it for a minute, which I was like, okay. She lost her brother in a freak car wreck 4 years prior. She goes, but I dealt with it. I'm fine. I cried. I grieved. I'm good. I go, well, part of you isn't. Part of you held on to that. And what happened was that grief attached itself to your lungs. And so the energy flow around your lung was disrupted for 4 years, and it took 4 years, but it manifested a problem with your lungs. And the reason you've noticed it sooner than someone else is because you're an athlete. You need to take these really deep breaths. She's like, fine. So I gave, all these other things come up. There were other issues. There was some anger. There was some resentment. Other feelings and different things had come up for her. So I put this work set together for her. I do my laser. I sent her home with the bead, and I said, look, in a few days from now, as this starts to work, some feelings might come to the surface, and you might be angry, you might be upset, you might cry a lot and have no idea why. Just let it be. You don't have to know why. Just experience it and let it go. She calls me 3 days later. She's crying. She's calling me lots of names. It's okay, I'm used to it. It happens. I've ruined her life. She's so upset. I coached her through it on the phone. We hung up. A few days later, she calls me again. She's crying. I'm like, all right, this is only supposed to last like 24 hours. She calls me. She's crying. She said, I took a deep breath. She is a huge advocate now for what people do with these alternative medicines.